It's the magic number. Yeah, it is. It's the magic
I just want you to know I've never heard this song in my life.
This is Schoolhouse Rock. This is Blind Melon doing Schoolhouse Rock.
Nope. I listen to rap at this time of my life, not Blind Melon. The same, it's a magic number. But I can look like I did, right?
I'm so happy to have another woman on this.
This is one
Not just
of our,
another woman, but like
our oldest
my oldest friend. This is really nice.
Jennifer Aspen, who we have known for a very long time.
Jaspin.
We've known for a really long time. I'm talking like I'm you guys. Right. We've all known for a really long time, for over 20 years.
Yeah. Way over.
Is it way over?
It's way over. Because we were at in the early mid 90s.
When
you were in our apartment hanging out, and that was like 25 years ago.
Yes, whenever I didn't know you yet when we did the Very Brady sequel together.
You and I were in the Very Brady sequel together, and then we ended up being in acting class together, and then we became friends while doing a film, which people can rent, called, am I allowed to say what it's called?
It's not illegal.
It's called The Others.
It's called The Others.
It's called The Others. It's politically correct, we can say. The Others.
It's not The Others with Nicole Kidman, the scary film. It's an independent youth romp called The Others.
That's very well said. It's a youth romp, because we were quite youthful. Yeah.
And rompy.
And I knew that you had this, I knew that you were married to Jenna Elfman, because, not to embarrass you, but you were legendary. You're like beautiful and amazing, and you had a Ford Explorer and fake nails, and everybody thought you were so cool. I did.
And I would walk around with a photo, her headshot, and saying I'm married to her with a shirt and everything.
Yeah, yeah. And so Bodhi would, anytime he met a cute girl, and he was like, oh my God, I think she's cute. I'm married. That's what you would do.
He still does that.
Yeah.
So, and how that went down is I thought and think Jen is cute. So I was like, well, Jen is really cute. Jen Aspen, not Jenna. Jen is really cute. Well, I'm married, so I got an idea. I'll give her to my best friend, David O'Donnell. That way she'll always be around. And they've been together for how many years now?
We've been married for married for 11 years. 12? We are really bad on our dates. We've been together for 21 years. 21 years, because Bodhi put the idea in my head. I don't know if you remember this, but he said he really wanted me to date David. And he goes, yeah, he's so fit. He's so handsome. I just remember waking up in the middle of the night and going into our kitchen, mine and Jenna's kitchen, and he was drinking milk in his underwear, and his body was amazing. And I'm sitting there on the drive. We were driving in Malibu. I totally remember this. And
I was talking him up, right?
You were talking him up. And that picture of his hot body in his underwear in your kitchen drinking milk stuck with me. I was like, yes. He is really cute.
My God, maybe I was just conjuring my own imagination to be with him, but I guess no. I remember I was talking him up for you.
No, you were definitely talking him up just for me.
Yeah, that's right. And you're very famous for Jen and I, because you're the famous person for my kids as well. My kids know you very, very well because you're the person that gave me a dead cat for my birthday.
First of all, will never end. This is like...
Here, put the mic there. Does everybody know the time that Jen Aspen gave me a dead cat for my birthday? It's it's one of my kids' favorite stories. And it's
told
really...
them the story?
Of course I told them. It's a very famous story of the time that you gave me a dead cat for my birthday. So, here's what happened. Here's how it went down. You know the story, right,
I'm
sweetheart?
just going to correct as we go along.
No, you can't.
Do you know
your mic's not on. Your mic's off.
I do remember it. Hi. And now I've forgotten it.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you what happened when Jen Aspen gave me a dead cat for my birthday. So, she had a kitten that gave birth to a litter.
Okay, I'm just giving you background music.
No, I don't want background music. I can tell a great story.
It's already wrong. The story's already wrong.
No, it's not already wrong.
No, because...
Trust me, you'll have your chance to defend yourself. Just let him splay himself like roadkill, and then you'll come in and you'll clean it all up.
Okay.
So,
do you take mental notes then?
You're a woman. You already do.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm standing by.
Smart. So you had a cat that had birthed a litter of kittens. Mm-hmm. and you said, hey, I want to give you one of the kittens. Oh, it's right. I'm not right. Someone else's cat your cat had a litter. Your cat had a litter. And you were going to keep one of them, and one was going to go to me. Okay, start it. And then
Okay, so here's what happened. So we had a beautiful cat. Her name was Kaya. She lived to be 18. I cried so hard. But before that,
I cried so hard.
she was going to have a litter of kittens. Bodhi said, "Can I have one of the kittens?" And I don't know.
Did I pronounce it like
I don't
that?
know why I pronounced
Did I say kittens?
Kittens.
Okay, good. Like I was from Denmark.
I
want one of your kittens. Okay, good. All right. So
Okay.
I wanted one of the kittens.
I just wanted to be clear that it was kittens.
Kittens, yeah.
Kittens. And we said, sure, you can have one. Then the cat gave birth.
Don't give all the ending away, but just catch us up.
To 3
Kittens.
One was stillborn. So there were 2 left.
There was two kittens left.
2 kittens left.
So
2 kittens
So
left.
Jen was going to keep one, and I was going to get one. And I said, I'll go over in a day or two and pick out which one I wanted. So what happened was this. I went over to your apartment, and I said, I've come here to pick out the kitten that I want. And she said, oh, there's a problem. Your kitten died. And I said, what do you mean my kitten died? And you said, well, there was 2 left after the stillborn, and one of them died. And I said, well, I hadn't picked out my cat yet. How did you decide that was mine? And you said, well, when one lived and one died, the dead one became yours.
Whoa.
Because you got the other one. So I was like, so basically, you didn't make a decision on which one was mine until it had died. Before that, they were both up for grabs. By my logic, you went, the dead one? Well, that's Bodhi's.
Okay.
Am I not wrong about this logic?
There's so much that's wrong about the way you're talking. First of all, the fact that you have like an entire conversation that we had of things that I said that I did not. We never had the conversation. You never came over to the house and said, I'm here to pick up my kitten.
Yes, I did.
That never happened.
Yes, I
Here's
did.
what happened. It's
Okay.
a very tragic story. This is a dead cat story, just so we're
For my
clear.
birthday, it was horrible. A dead cat for my birthday.
So we had the 2 kittens.
None of us can say the word now. I can't, kittens, everything sounds,
It's the same with button. Like
once you say
Susie would always say buttons.
Susie, yeah, we have a nanny that says buttons. And that's how my kids learn how to say
Kittens.
buttons. I was like, Susie, stop saying buttons.
Buttons.
You're not a rap star.
Kittens.
My kids are like, will you help me with my buttons? I'm like, shit.
So
Okay.
tell the story
Go
about the
your
kittens.
Okay, so
Hold the mic.
okay, thank you. Thank you. So here's the deal. So we had 2 left. By the way, it was tragic. We had just birthed a dead kitten. And then our cat was traumatized, wouldn't feed the kittens. And then a week later, we hadn't even talked to you, by the way, and we had decided that we were gonna maybe keep the white one. By the way, it was always our decision which
You
cat
were gonna-
was gonna be ours. No.
No, you said I get to pick one.
I never said you could pick.
Of
That's
course
the
I
crazy
did.
Part.
Of course I
never
said that.
he could pick. Who in their right mind would say you can come into our personal space and home with these 2?
Your best friends would say such a thing and have been for
No.
50 years. For 50 years, this has been happening. For 50 years, this has been happening.
So that never happened. So then the one died in my arms, trying to
Mine.
back to life.
Mine.
Well, it was yours because we had already decided before we knew it was going to die.
You didn't tell me that I got the dead
It
one.
was none of your fucking business. Seriously, like you were going to get a kitten. It just didn't work out for you.
That I got the live one has what it didn't work
No,
out.
because we had already decided before the kitten died.
You didn't
you were
tell
gonna
me.
Get that kitten,
But
which is-
you didn't.
No,
You didn't
no.
tell me.
But if you back up a second, and look at it. What really might have happened is we said, "You're the kitten that's going to go home with Bodhi," and then it died. But by choice, we were going to give.
That's suicide.
That's what I'm saying.
You make
This
it
is
sound like
actually
the
a kitten
kitten went.
suicide. Yes.
I have to go home with a Bodhi.
Fuck it.
Well, that's the story.
I understand, Kat. I understand.
That the time that Jennifer Aspen gave me a dead cat for my birthday, and I didn't.
Or it could be called the time that a kitten offed itself because it might have gone home with Bodhi.
Wow. And I was, well, there is some truth to that in this. There is some truth to that in this. I'm a cat lover, and because I live in Hollywood, I've had cats my whole life, and they get eaten by coyotes because Hollywood is filled with hipsters and coyotes. It's pretty much all there is in this stupid city is hipsters and coyotes, and they're indistinguishable.
Coyotes.
They're indistinguishable. Ooh.
You mean producer? I mean coyote. I mean coyotes.
You mean first ladies? I mean first.
I mean narcissist. I mean
people in the business coming here.
No,
sucking the life out of
actual
you.
coyotes.
Coyotes, the
coyotes.
animal with the fluff.
Like
That's what-
actual ones. Oh, okay. Like
living
animal
animals,
kingdom.
not
Hollywood. Like
not press
not
things. No
media types. and
Not
stuff.
not
Right.
that.
No, not that.
You
Okay.
mean the animal?
Sorry. Go
Yeah.
on.
So it
Coyotes.
is true that all my cats eventually have been eaten by coyotes at one. Yeah. So okay, I guess the cat sort of knew what was best.
The cat. You killed the cat. He just admitted that.
Did I ever tell you about the time I killed a baby cat?
Yes, that is the new name to this long-running feud.
Well, that's the
It
name of the
was- he used
podcast.
the
Bodhi
time
kills
that-
a baby cat.
The time that Jennifer Aspen gave me a dead cat is now actually. Did you hear about the time that I killed a baby cat? Kitten.
PETA's probably already filing a police report. PETA.
Suicide.
So we have known Jen Aspen for quite a while, and she's been a close friend. And where was I going with this? Jenna, take a story. Take us to a story with Jen Aspen. I gotcha.
I was still in kitten suicide.
I thought of a story of you and I just the other day.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
When does this air? When does this air?
We don't know. We're just happy we're even filming it.
Okay, good. So as long as it's after the 15th, because it's literally in my contract, I can't even say that I was on the 20th Century Fox lot.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I was on the 20th Century Fox lot. And as you recall, you filmed Dharma and Greg there.
Yes.
And part of the time that you were filming Dharma and Greg there, this was the seminal point of our relationship. We were having a lot of fun in those days.
Yes.
And I
Because
was...
neither of us had any children. We had a lot of time on our hands to be friends.
Yes. Yeah. And I was filming Party of Five down at Sony, which is 2 miles.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 mile drive. So sometimes I would get off work on Friday nights and she would have her taping and we would all hang out. It was so much fun.
You can listen to episodes and hear Jennifer laughing in some of the Dharma and Greg episodes. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a loud chicken sound, almost like an atomic bomb chicken going off in the... But
It was awesome. I loved it.
It was so awesome.
Because I wouldn't know you would arrive and I'd be like in the scene and all of a sudden I'd hear your cackle and I was like, oh, Jen's here.
Yeah, those were really good times.
I know they were.
So I was walking by your stage and I was thinking of that. And then I was remembering, and this was before social media and everybody, I don't even know if it's on camera, but there was April Fool's Day. And you and I decided that I would dress up like you.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes, for curtain call, for
Yes,
when
I know,
intros, cast
yeah.
intros to the audience at a taping of Dharma and Greg.
Yeah. And so, normally they would introduce the cast of Dharma and Greg, and of course, Jen would come out last, and people would be like, oh my God, and then they start filming the show. So we had this concoction. Her hair people found a wig that was like her hair, put it on me.
It's like my stunt doubles wig or something, I think.
Yeah, and then I put on some sort.
You got wardrobe. You got Dharma wardrobe.
Dharma wardrobe.
Yeah.
And then I had kind of your smile down at the time. Was kind of like something like that. Is that right?
Yes, because we would talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I had that down, and then Jenna was in her bra and panties, with her hands tied behind her back. Backstage.
Like I had been gotten captive.
Yes,
Yeah.
like I was a psycho kidnapper.
Right, and stole my identity and like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which truly, honestly, for our whole relationship, I've always wished that I was Jenna. I mean, that's just the true story, because she's so freaking... Because she's so...
That's amazing.
Because she is so amazing, right? She's like everything I wish I could be, just really tall and super, like all the... No, I'm amazing. Don't get me wrong.
You fucking
I'm
are. I was just
fucking
about to launch
amazing.
into
But
your genius artistry and beauty and smarts and fucking your wit
Like,
and mind and IQ.
fucking
But
beyond
carry on.
normal.
It is.
But anyway,
actually.
so we do this thing, and there's how many people are in the audience every
like
night?
200, I think.
200
Ish,
live audience.
something in there. I don't know.
And they get to the part, and Jenna Elfman, and I run out, and I'm like doing my thing, and At first, from my experience, by the way, I was just like, oh my God, people really like Jenna because the applause was huge. They were just like, I mean, I've been in sitcoms, but no one's been that excited for me. But I'm just saying, it was like, wow. And then they slowly started to dawn on them that this was not Jenna. And they're like, it just really started. And then right at that moment when the audience was like, I came here for fucking Jenna Elfman, you come running across in your bra and panties going, help, help. She's in front of all these people.
Remember that.
Yeah.
I fucking remember this.
And it was this amazing April Fool's thing. I mean, it would be so great on an Insta Stories now, but we didn't have that back then.
No, I'm kind of glad that we have. I wonder if they're ever rolling camera for cast intros. Did they film cast intros? Is that going to surface later? Was I gagged?
Yes, you had the gag and you were like, pow, 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 pow.
I don't think that I distinctly remember you and I thought it was way greater than the audience did. I distinctly remember it really, really, really being very anticlimactic. They did not get it. They didn't understand what the fuck was happening. They were not putting it together that it was April Fool's. They were like, and we were way off to the right.
Yeah.
And so it was just this end audience people that could see us because the first scene was out on the set piece that was all the way at the end. So it's like the whole rest of the audience is like, why is Jenna gag bra? and everyone was just like, and why does she look like no. It didn't go over. I remember it was anticlimactic, but you and I thought it was an incredible idea.
I want you to
Was
know.
Entertainment Tonight on set?
I feel like there was, I know
think
it
there
was
was
filmed. I'll bet you
something.
anything that this was filmed because I feel like I had a conversation with someone and they were like, yeah, we're going to be rolling camera.
I'm so glad I had a good body at that time.
First of all, your body is fantastic right now.
No, but I would. You won't see me coming out in a bra and panties in front of a camera.
Well, okay. Well, it
And
was
live
super
audience.
hot. In my
No.
mind, just so you know, I feel like you kind of killed this whole memory.
They killed the
for
story?
Me. Yes,
Oh,
because
sorry.
when I was there, when I mock him, like that was so amazing.
I'm like, the audience did not get it, and they're just like that, just died that job.
And now that you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're right. It was a fucking bomb. What was a fond memory a few days ago is now like, I fucked that up. That's
No, it was you and I thought it was such a great idea.
so great. I think it was my idea.
I think we didn't survey, like, we didn't think it all the way through. Like, is this going to land clearly for our audience?
And all I was thinking was like, I'm going to be Jenna Elfman. And it was really fun.
I still think it was creative and fun.
I had a
Who cares if that 1/4 audience didn't understand it was April Fool's Day?
yeah, it won't be a fond memory for me ever again. So
Was Jen there the night that when Dave and I and a few others dressed up like girls and crashed your bridal shower? Was she a part of that? That was
Dave
before.
said that's before.
That was before. Prior. Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't my bridal shower, it was my bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe she was there for that too.
No.
no, you guys were already married just maybe by a couple years when we started to know each other.
I knew David. I met David right when I met Jenna, almost at the same. Well, only like a year later did I meet you.
No, you knew David
in
way
the first-
earlier.
No, I knew you first.
Really?
Yeah, by a year, and then David.
Huh.
And
I
then
just remember
met
David had
and then I
long
met
hair.
Aspen, huh?
David had long hair,
Yeah, he looked like an Apache.
and now he has short hair. David, come in here and give your wife a kiss.
And
David's
this,
been on our podcast before.
this
And
was
Jen's
who
been
I-
on our podcast, but not on camera. That was the early days.
this was who I described in his underwear, drinking his milk. Did you mouth her on camera?
I was expecting you to be like, hi, and he's like,
Yeah. So married sex, right? Let's talk.
I would like to talk. Here's what I have to say about that. I know you guys talk about it a lot on this podcast because what happens, I don't know if you know this.
I just have to say, let me just first, sorry.
Yeah.
David, if you need to defend yourself at any time, jump in.
Don't worry.
Because, yeah.
No, I feel like this is a general man-woman thing, not
Okay.
specific to you, David, but inclusive of you.
Uh-huh.
But
He's a
so
man. You're a woman.
David listens to this podcast. I'm sure this happens to a lot of guys, and and gets your side of the argument and then feels justified in his side and then comes after me on stuff.
I can see that happening.
But married sex is like,
Just to clear her throat.
this is just my main complaint is that
I can't wait to
feel
hear this. I'm so happy right now. Go, Jen, go!
Okay, I just feel like it's not enough for me. This is not enough for me. Like, hey.
Oh no, look at her. She's falling apart. She's falling apart. She's falling apart.
No, because the
So
other day,
grabbing the tit
Bodhi's
isn't
like,
enough. Just like grabbing the tit harshly
Bodhi
isn't
said to
enough.
me, he's like, no, you're off the hook. You don't have to have sex. I was like, I have a sex life myself. Do you care about it? Is it always about you? The sex is always about him? It's like, is he ever? Anyway, go ahead.
So I was trying to put you know what I mean, though? It's just not like, what are you doing? And it doesn't get me like, well, obviously I'm gonna have sex with you immediately. Also, get down on my knees because you just said, hey. So then I was trying to put my finger on like, but do you guys remember back a long time ago, but when you were first dating, like
I had to
don't know
go
what
to the
you guys
doctor
did.
because something was wrong with my vagina. And the doctor said, how often do you have sex? I was like, 4 times a day? Like, as if it was nothing. He was like, and he looked at me, and I just remember going, why does he have a funny look on his face? Is that not normal? He was like,
Oh my God.
this is like a man between my legs. He looked up, and I was like a dog.
I feel like the jig's up on me right now.
And he's like, you may just want to scale that back a little bit. But I saw his whole life flash in front of his eyes, his whole sex life. And then he gave me a whole educational lecture about, because he said, inside your ovaries are like the man's testicles. But yours are inside and the men's are outside. So during intercourse, they're getting banged into. So it'd be like if you were constantly punching us in the balls. So having sex 4 times a day, your ovaries are getting a little punched. So you may just want to take it down a little bit.
And she did for the next 25 years.
The doctor's orders. I just do what my doctor says.
I feel like I need to apologize to my husband right now. You guys had sex 4 times a day?
That was when I was 19.
And that was when Jenna was still a teenager.
Yeah,
and
I just turned 47. That does not happen anymore.
No, those were the early years.
Yeah, I got better things
Those
to
are
do
what's
with my
called the
time.
salad. Those were the salad days. Those were the salad days.
The only time in my life that I've ever had sex 4 times in a day with surrounding non-sex days.
No, this was every single day.
That's insane. The only time I did that was when I was trying to get pregnant, and I was like, time, come. We're going to a cabin.
I
We're
just
gonna have
was
sex with you."
unemployed.
What wasn't
and
insane?
19
It was
and-
heaven. It was heaven. Yeah, it's just, if I could just stop time. If I could turn back time.
But you were going to tell a story.
Yeah, tell your story.
What was my story?
About grabbing boobs and
No, that was my general thing. Is because now it feels like I'm supposed to respond to like nothing.
Because it's all about them.
Like a this or like a hey. Or a text. I think if
An eggplant text?
If I pull, the
While you're putting your
eggplant-
daughter down, you get the eggplant
text with
Yeah.
the
Do you do the eggplant text?
with the squirty
the
water.
squirty water. Everybody
Yeah.
does that.
Every guy is the fucking same.
I can't do
seriously.
it anymore because my kids ask, what does that mean? Because they'll pick up our phones and check and text us. Like they'll pick up Jenna's phone and text me, or take up my phone and text Jenna. And they're like, what is the eggplant with the water? So we don't do it. We erased all those and we can't do it anymore.
No. So I just don't understand why I can't. But I also am still stuck on the fact that you guys had sex 4 times a day. But I just want to say something about it for a second because I've never done that in my life, and I'm sorry. Now it's like I can really not. I can't compare to Jenna in any category. Even at 17, unemployed with nothing to do, I didn't have sex 4 times a day.
You should try it. Well,
I winced at that thought.
so what is it that you want? What is it that you guys actually want? I don't understand. Do you want never sex, just lots of talking?
Not with you.
Never sex, just lots of talking.
Jenna's crying now. She's cracked herself up.
I mean, there's something.
I'll talk to you.
Okay, great. Yeah, we could.
I could talk to you all day.
Yeah, that would be fun.
What is it that you guys want?
I don't know. I just think that there was a time when I was younger, and like, and there was like I don't know. There was more of I know what it is. I know what it is. It's that look when a man looks at you like, damn. That thing of like, wow, that doesn't happen anymore. No,
You do that to her every damn night.
I'm going to tell you that this is what you're actually doing. Damn, girl, let's have some sex. And it's not real. It's not that like deep appreciation, which is why, as we've talked about many times, the black men really have that. A lot. Strangers.
We were in line to get on the plane in Honolulu.
Yes.
This is about to go so. This podcast is about to go so south right now. This is going to be. This is going to be podcast gone wild, where there's just 3 X's in it.
And I was standing there. We were letting the military on, and we were waiting for our moment to board. And I looked over.
I feel it.
Oh, he was so fine.
Yeah.
God, he was just perfect.
Right.
And
you crying?
I'm when I laugh, I cry. But oh my God, he was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And I nudged Bodhi and I pointed and I was like, I'm good.
Like you're good to go? No.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was making a joke like, I'm cool now.
Oh, I got
Oh
it.
my God, he was like,
Yeah.
She even does the height. She even really, she doesn't just talk about how happy she is with the whole scenario for herself and her imagination.
But this
She's
is
even
why-
placing him on the height
See,
span.
this is why it's a wrong thing to me when you're like, you're not into sex. You're just done with sex. I'm like, I am not.
You're just done with sex with me.
No. No.
That's what that sounded like.
No.
It's not that you're done with sex. You're just done with sex with me.
No, but the point, here's the thing. I don't know why this is, but even a beautiful black man that I don't even know personally, but and I walk by on the street, there is an appreciative look towards me that happens.
That's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like a drink in of how amazing I am.
And I do the same to them.
I do that back. But what I'm trying to say is just that deep appreciation and just taking me, that does something for me. And I feel like when you guys were younger that you did that more to your now wives that were girlfriends. Am I right? Am I wrong?
I love this so much.
I don't remember Bodhi drinking me in like that.
I love this subject so much that
There was
I
never
wish
time. I
that
was
I could
always
turn it into a feature-length script, but I would be killed within an hour if I were to extrapolate our two Shiksa wives falling in lust with 2 very good-looking African-American guys and having affairs with them.
That'd be a
very
fun
common
movie to
cycle.
film.
We could star in that movie.
You know how like guys like they are on set when there's like a scene with like hot chicks in their bikinis and all the men are just like and then you act like you're not and then you're all defensive like no I'm not and you're all critical. We're pointing out like dude calm down. We're having our moment.
Yeah,
That guys have been having in abundance for a very long time.
right. That's just
And
our
we're
version
like
of
having
it.
one moment and you guys are like
But
give me a fucking break.
right, because I will say that no one's eyes get brighter than your husband's when there's a cute girl around. Like they, you know what I'm talking about? Look,
No. I don't know what you're
It's
talking about.
okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't mind. I'm like, we are beautiful. Women are beautiful.
Yes.
Enjoy it, like visually. Like
Yeah.
if they're in the environment, soak that shit in because you can't have it. But you can look at
Jenna
it.
caught me
You can
the other
soak it
day
in.
looking
You
at
just can't touch it.
Instagram. One of my friends doing.
I fucking looked over and he like zoomed in.
That's when we talk about pretty girls, that's what happens. Your husband's like, "Boo." David, you know, once
He was sitting right next to me in bed when he did it. Just shameless zoom in. Junk.
No,
I'm like,
I've
you
kind
just
of-
zoom in on her?
I've caught David looking at Instagram going, wow, what is she up to? Good for her.
You guys are bad actors when it comes to that, hiding your, like, pretending it's something other than it is. Just be like, oh, yeah, I zoomed in on that shit. That's hot. And I'd be like, cool, thanks for being
there is
honest.
a little thing. Oh, I'm not going to talk. I got to just be careful. I got to be just at this.
Let it rip. Just do it. Let it rip right now. Say what you're going to say.
I feel like I need to
David's
be.
saying, be careful, ride the line. Jennifer's like, say it. Say
David's
what
saying
you're
be
gonna say.
careful. Jen's saying let it rip. I have to be careful on this subject because it's a very touchy subject. And I feel like just that I'm thinking something in my head, there's already a movement and campaign against me. But it is true. I'm just going to stop. I think I'm There's already a campaign against me because of thought crime.
No, but I will say this. We are really lucky because
I like that he thinks he's the only one who has thought crime. That's what I find funny.
No, I mean thought crime about what I was going to say, which is that there is a sort of a pretend naivete that women do on social media, whereby they show
Like,
themselves
oh, I'm just accidentally
in a
hot.
way that's so fucking sexy.
It's like humble brag in the sex category.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
prevalent.
I just happened to do. It's summer. That's why I'm in my bathing suit with a
Tits
glass
are
of
out,
wine.
tits are out, ducky
Yeah.
kiss face, and it's just your friend, and you're like, but the tits are the ass. Oh, we're just at the beach, hanging hash mark, beach day.
Or they do
and
it
it's-
because they're with the girls. So it's like a girl day. So it's not like sexual because they're with their girls.
Right.
But it's definitely aimed straight at every single male friend that is looking at them on Instagram. And I
True dat.
see you, bitches.
True
I
dat.
see what you are fucking doing.
there is, I have to say, there's one person I'm thinking of in particular.
I have like three
who literally
very specific
every
individuals.
single shot is like a casual bikini shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Where it's just like,
I do. Yeah.
I had a great day today. Tits, vagina.
I had to unfollow several of my friends and acquaintances because of the accidental tits of vagina Instagram, just having a good time having pizza with my friends in a bikini. And
Or it's like they have like donuts and they're with the girls, but they're all half naked in their bikinis.
Exactly.
It's like, do they actually not think that, like, do they think that we don't get what they're doing? Like, is the nuance lost on them that it's so fucking obvious what they're doing? Like, it is so obvious.
I think they don't fucking care at all.
Well, I want.
Maybe they're just trying to find a man to take care of them.
Well, of course, because that's a solution to everything, Jenna. Tits, vagina. But here's why I think we might be a little extra cynical about it, is because we actually know how much work it takes to be bikini ready.
I'm not
and to
cynical.
look good.
I'm a truth speaker.
Okay, then maybe this is
I'm
why.
calling it out.
This is
I
why-
am not cynical.
That's right. I'm sorry. You're not cynical. The reason why you're more of a truth seeker is speaker. The reason you are more of a truth speaker is because in order to look great in a bikini walking on a beach, it takes so much work, and they're in full hair and makeup, and it's so planned, and yet it's just like Sunday fun day, tits. And so I think, you know what I mean? That
Can't get a guy long enough or do anything with my life that's meaningful to make the world better. So I'll just put my boobies on Instagram.
And maybe my butthole.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's podcast was brought to you by Butthole.
Butthole truth speaking.
You guys are kind of incredible together, and you're fantastic. Both of you fucking are fantastic, and you make me laugh. And yeah, you're right. The guys get caught scoping on the IG, scrolling the IG, and I now don't follow a lot of my acquaintances or friends that do
The
that.
one that you zoomed in on the other
because
night.
because that one's real interesting, because that one appears that everything is just family and kid related. It's such a You know who I'm talking about? It's all just kids and me with the kids, and yet it's all very provocative accidentally, and I get caught doing the scroll and the widen on that one, and because it's like, oh, it's just that person out with their kids at the beach, and it's real. And then I'm like, but she's hot, and there's a lot of butthole showing.
I want to point out, though, Bodhi, that at the beginning of this whole thing, the first thing you said was, but it's kind of interesting, this particular person. Do you see the justification? But I'm interested because there's a phenomena going on that I must
Yeah, it's like very scientific
investigate.
analysis.
Yeah, but really...
Disguising absolute manly lust.
Of
That's all it is.
bungholes.
I'm going to sound like a scientific analyst on pop culture phenomena of the female form species in the public
Because it is very visceral.
panorama.
It is visceral, and it is like, I found it's the only way to equate it is it's like food, but it just doesn't have the same
Oh my
time.
God,
Listen, it's like food, and all men will agree. We get horny like we get hungry, except we have to eat 3 times a day. The sex doesn't need to be that way. But the point is that every 2 or 3 days, it's just the same sensation of like, I have to eat or I'm going to get cranky and upset. Every couple of days, if a guy doesn't bunghole, well, not bunghole, but I mean, like, I'm teasing. But if the guy doesn't get the thing, if the guy doesn't get the thing, he gets cranky. And it's like, I want you to understand, it's like, yes, because you had sex with me a week ago, awesome, but I'm hungry again.
So you know how we have that term hangry, when you're hungry and it's horngry.
Right. I get horngry.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm allowed to get.
I know, that's where I was...
I know what you're allowed to get.
That you have to solve.
Oh, we know
for
what you're allowed to
me.
get. You get quiet and cranky and you turn it off.
No. Now you're missing what I'm saying. What do I get that you need to solve for me? The way I have to solve your horngriness,
Oh, I
whether
have an
I
answer.
want to or not.
Oh, I have an
'Cause
answer.
You're going to make my life miserable.
Oh, girl.
So what is it that...
Girl, I will lay it out.
What is it that I
Men,
make you...
Men, it's time that you have someone that is as eloquent as I'm about to be.
Preach!
Oh, I will. Oh, here it is. What most men have to deal with is, and back me up, man.
No, but let me first say, it can't just be...
She just shut me up.
No. I want to make sure you understand that which I have just presented.
Yeah, it's the equivalent.
No, it's not what is my horngry. That's not the question.
Right.
It's
No, that's what you think she's saying. She's not
no,
saying that.
you think what is my version of horngry? No. I'm saying what is it that I put forth that you have to solve for me?
Like, we have to solve that, like, oh, God, these poor guys, if they don't have sex every couple of days, they get horngry.
Right. I get it. Oh, I get it. And I'm going to lay it out for you. Okay. It is a continual, deep, and complicated, unbelievably complex mercurial temperament that requires a continuous tiptoeing 24/7 to not have a nuclear fucking explosion of an upset.
Tell them how it is, Bodhi. There were 3 in the family. Oh, that's a magic number.
You are making a blanket generality that we're just fucking bitches.
No.
Oh, no.
Mic back, please. No, mic back. It isn't bitches. It isn't bitches at all because you're not. It's that women that I know, and you a little bit, you are very, very smart, very intuitive, very mercurial, very complex, and very well endowed with a lot of worlds and emotions. And that when the dance isn't done correctly, it's fucking nuclear. And I have to constantly watch and tiptoe and see how it is.
Well, that's how someone who's uneducated would feel looking at atomic physics. If you don't want to be fucking confused by atomic physics, learn atomic physics.
Yeah, exactly. And she just described a subject like only a handful of people on Earth understand.